Everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today I'm going to do a video talking about my most anticipated releases for the end of 2019. I already did a most anticipated releases video for 2019, but I didn't include that many books that were saved for the end of the year, and so that's what I'm going to talk about today, seeing as how we are at the end of July and the end of 2019 is almost upon us. If you hear some chewing in the background, that's because Luna is chewing her bone, and I just don't have the heart to move her. So we'll start with the first one, which is The Dragon Republic, written by R.F. Kuang. This is the second book in the Poppy War series. This comes out on August 6th, 2019. So that should be within the following week. It should be coming out pretty quickly. This book follows the events of the Poppy War. So the Poppy War, we meet a young woman named Rin who ends up acing this like really tough test in the kingdom that all children must take that determines which schools they get admitted to. So she gets admitted to the most prestigious military academy. We encounter martial arts, we encounter rampant drug use, but we also encounter a lot of really harsh things, and harsh is like not even the word to cover it. Any kind of trigger warning or content warning that you can think of, the Poppy War had it. And I really felt like the end of the Poppy War was setting us up for the Dragon Republic. So I liked the Poppy War. I did end up giving it 4 out of 5 stars, and I would like to continue on with the Dragon Republic because I really want to see where the story is going to go. The Poppy War was R.F. Kuang's debut novel. It was a really popular book, but it did feel like 2 separate books. It felt like 2 separate stories in Rin's life, and we didn't get this nice continuation of a story. So I'm curious to see what maybe her writing style, if anything, has changed for the Dragon Republic, what happens in Rin's life, and what happens with this story. Also, what is happening in this picture of Chinese history that I probably haven't paid very much attention to, and I'm very excited to see how that is going to be woven into the fantastical elements. So I'm pretty excited for the Dragon Republic. That comes out August 6th, 2019. Okay, the next book I'm pretty pumped for, and I can't believe I'm this person that's pumped for this book, but that is The Queen of Nothing, written by Holly Black. This is the 3rd book in the Folk of the Air trilogy. I think it's going to be a trilogy or maybe a series that started off with the Cruel Prince, and then The Wicked King was book number 2, was released this past year actually. So is she releasing 2 books this year? Interesting. But I read both of them already. I was hooked. The Cruel Prince surprised me the most out of any book that I've read this year because I just didn't know if I was going to enjoy it, and it ended up being something that I couldn't put down. Holly Black kept me guessing with her characters and the kinds of cliffhangers that we end up with. I have no idea what she's going to do for book 3. I have no idea what she's going to do for Queen of Nothing, because basically everything that we've been doing with Jude Duarte's life is shattered completely, and I don't know what we're going to pick up on for the Queen of Nothing. Pretty excited about this one. I will probably read it as soon as it comes out. Wasn't even a book series on my radar for this year, and what do you know, I'm very pumped for this book. So that's The Queen of Nothing, written by Holly Black. The next book that I'm really looking forward to is Starsight, written by Brandon Sanderson. This is the follow-up to Skyward that I read earlier this year for the BookTube SFF Awards as well. It follows a young woman named Spencer who, her whole life, she's been trying to bring her family's name out of the gutter. Basically, she's been training to become a pilot. Her father used to be a pilot, and then he ended up deserting the fleet, and it brought great shame upon her family, and she has just been living in that shadow, trying to make a name for herself as a pilot and trying to restore her family's honor, but also have some fun in flight school, and also meet some friends, and also just do really awesome things inside of a spaceship. Starsight is going to pick up from the very end events of Skyward, and Spencer's everything that she thought she knew about the world and the planet that she lives on and the people that she has been spending her time with, as well as their great enemy, the Krell. Everything that she knew about that is completely changed. It sets you up perfectly for a sequel in that regard, where we thought we were discovering things about ourselves as a character, but then we ended up discovering a greater mystery, and so we're going to explore more of that in book 2. Pretty pumped about it. I've only read a few Brandon Sanderson books, and I'm going to be really curious to see if Starsight follows along with what I encountered in the Mistborn trilogy, where it was much slower moving, it was much more political. I don't know if we're going to get that because it is a YA book, it is a science fiction novel, and I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see what he has in store. So did I say the release date for that one? Starsight comes out on November 26th, 2019. So that's also coming up pretty soon. Okay, these next two books that I want to talk about, I have just begun on these series. So it's kind of a stretch for me to put these books as like most anticipated releases for the end of the year if I haven't I'm not even caught up to the point where I would even need to purchase these books as soon as they come out, but I wanted to include them in here because if I'm really enjoying where I'm at right now in the series of both of these series that I'm reading, I am excited to have the final book in both series come out in 2019 so that I can just read all the way through and not have to wait for forever for the next installment. So the first book that I want to talk about in that sort of vein is Darkdawn. This is book number 3 of the Nevernight Chronicles, written by Kristoff. This comes out September 3rd, 2019, so it comes out very soon. I actually included Nevernight in my August TBR. I'm really trying to pick up on that series and see if I like it. I ended up putting Nevernight in my second chance TBR video because I had unhauled it originally and so many of you came out and spoke in its defense and said, no, you really want to give this one a shot. So I think a lot of you are also looking forward to Darkdawn. And I'll be anxious to see if I even get to that point, if I too will fall under its spell, see if I order it, and so on and so forth. And then the final book that I want to talk about is called Crownbreaker, written by Sebastien de Castell. It is book number 6 in the Spellslinger series. I've just begun Spellslinger, I've just begun this series, but I've been on a really big Sebastien de Castell kick lately. I just really wanted to listen to an audiobook where I knew I was going to have a good time. Spoilers for my my wrap-up video that I'm probably going to be posting next week for the Book Junkie Trials, but I was listening to Stardust, written by Neil Gaiman, on audiobook, and it was really boring and I wasn't having a good time, so I ended up picking up Spellslinger on audiobook so I could listen to Joe Jameson, who is the narrator. Crownbreaker is book number 6 in this whole series, so I don't even know where it's going to go. I don't even know if I'm even going to get to book number 6, but for where I'm at right now, book number 1 on the audiobook has been treating me very well. So if this trend continues, then I am ready to commit to the whole series because I know that I enjoy Sebastien de Castell as an author. Let's see, that one comes out, Crownbreaker comes out in December, so that comes out December 10th, 2019. So I've got a couple of months to catch up on this series. It's a YA series. The first book is relatively short. It's under 500 pages. So yeah, that should keep me pretty occupied for a while, and we'll see if I end up picking up Crownbreaker by the end of the year. All right, so 5 books that I just wanted to talk about that are coming out at the end of the year. These end of the year releases are always something that's super exciting because a lot of people really backload some good books at the end of the year. And then I already have some 2020 releases that I've got my eye on, Hollowpox being one of them. So stay tuned. We'll see if I end up picking up some of these to see if I get to them before the end of the year, or if I end up just, not getting to them until 2020. That's life too. But I can't wait for each of these titles. Let me know what you are looking forward to the most by the end of the year. If there's any other releases that I didn't mention that you're really looking forward to, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, you can also find me on my social media if you want to contact me there. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. It's at whatcassread, same as this channel. Super easy to find. Goodreads link is always listed down below. And of course, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Running down to the riptide, taking a way to the dark.